One, two, three, four, five, assassinators. I know, like it took me probably about like an extra minute, but for some reason my webcam did not want to roll right away. But no matter, I'm back here. Like even though I'm like a couple minutes late, like than I expected it to be. But I'm gonna be talking about what exactly went down on AEW Rampage. Like just a minute right after. The very decently good episode of SmackDown went off the air, and this was also pretty decent as well. And I'll say the only match that actually had something to looking forward to watching. This is their Royal Rampage match, like which is kind of like a double ringed version of the Royal Rumble. Like they have their each side, like whoever wins the last one standing on both the left and right side, it's like will face each other one on one in the ring, like either on either side of the ring, as long as they get their opponent right off over the top rope and out of the ring. And also, and this the only thing different is this one is that that only have 20 wrestlers. Like the other reason is we have 20 wrestlers rather than one that acts the like one third or no, yeah, acts one third of it and only have like 2/3 of exactly what the Royal Rumble has, and then they got like half and they got like or double of the Royal Rumble like stipulations, I should say. It's double like the Royal Rumble, but with like acts the quarter of it like in the like with how many wrestlers are there 20 instead of 30. But let's start off with the a man that will never hit me with his finishing maneuver, and that was Orange Cassidy, the freshly squeezed. And then that's where we got who else was in the ring? Commander with a K, but I think it was in the right side. But this is where we got, yeah, it started off with Orange Cassidy, and I believe, no, yeah, Orange Cassidy, yeah, well, it was Orange Cassidy and Brody King in the left side. Right side got, what's the name? Claudio Castagnoli and Commander with a K. This is where it started off with these two, like in their respective rings. Like we got, uh, Orange Cassidy like staring face to face with the fans are chanting for Brody. This is where Brody King tried to go for a clothesline. This is where he then tried to. This is where Orange Cassidy rolled right underneath, and he has a big clothesline right onto the turnbuckle, missing them just by an inch. And man, like this went so long for like about 40. I'll say 43 minutes. Like I thought this was going to be the only match of the night and the only thing that's going to be on AEW Rampage tonight. But no, like there was plenty more other stuff, but there were mostly squash matches and some and a very short, like 5 minute, 8-man, not 8-man, a 4-way tag team match, which I'm not sure if it's even worth talking about. But this is where we got. That's where we got Commander K start going for kicks and start striking right onto the leg of Claudio. Where we got this is where Claudio Castagnoli eventually got him right on his possessions. The Irish whip in the upper left side hit some strikes, but this is where we got Orange Cassidy was right up on the top rope, right with Brody King. This is where he spotted Commander with a K. We're doing the same with Claudio Castagnoli going for their version of the old school wrist lock, running onto the ropes. Is where they did say like, yeah, let's rock and let's go. This is where they did their hand gesture. This is where they hit the arm track, but this is where Claudio and Brody respectively picks them right back up with the commentators, including Excalibur, start laughing. He got a chop right in the chest, which earned them the top 2 spots with Brody getting number 1 and Claudio getting number 2. But Gunther was like, yeah, like the reason why you left WWE because you were afraid of facing May, which that's not entirely the case. But it's where we got Brody King to start some chops even more, like maintain number 1, so Claudio will get steal his spot in the position. It's where we got Commander with a K going for a flying head scissors onto Claudio Castagnoli trying to eliminate him out of the ring. But this is where Tomohiro Ishii then came in right into the third. I'll say the third guy into the left corner side. This is where we got with him trying going for chops right on to Brody King, even though it didn't phase Brody, but it did to the Ling General that must have been watching this from over in Japan, I believe. Was he? I'm not sure if he even made the trip to the Pacific country. But anyway, that's where we got. But yeah, but somehow he's gonna hear this. He's going to add him in the number 3 spot. That's where we got Commander with a K trying to springboard right off the bottom corner in the right side rope. I mean, not right into the second ring. This is where he tried to hurricane around and eliminate Claudio, but this is where we got Brody King trying to do the same onto Tomohiro Ishii into the first ring, into the left side is where we got, but this is where Tomohiro Ishii ducks out of a clothesline, try to go for again, like when he was in the upper left side is where he tried to go for a clothesline onto Brody King, and then Brody King was like, you think you're gonna easily gonna lay me out? And then this is where Orange Cassidy's like, well, not on his own. This is where he tripped him right over. He fell right backwards. But this is where he started getting speared by the machine. This is where then he tried to hit him with a big European uppercut. This is where we got we got a 4th participant onto the left side now. It was none other than the Butcher. This is where then the Butcher came out. This is where they sandwiched the Orange Cassidy, and then I'm not sure if that was very delicious or disgusting, whatever the D word kind of this description of seeing a orange sandwich with these two these bread like 300 pounders of the Butcher and Brody King. This is where we got the Butcher start doing some squats, some leg squats, like after what's that called? Squashing. I hope Brody King squashing him into a juicy pulp. This is where we got but this is where Brody King they got enough of his celebration squats and started striking before, but they fought right back. This is where they start going for what's that? Like playing wrestling tennis with one another with fans like beat, and then this is where we got Claudio Castagnoli to try to eliminate Commander with a K with Brian Cage trying to see how he's gonna beat up both Commander and Claudio at the same time. This is where he starts stomping onto his legs. This is where we got somehow Brian Cage then try to flip Claudio out once we got Claudio successfully put Commander right into the apron. But the thing is, like, he then got eliminated. But this is where we got Daddy Magic was the 4th participant in the right cage. This is where he started leveling some fists onto Claudio right into the upper right side. Brian Cage pulls Daddy Magic, but Daddy Magic started hitting some right hands to the head onto the machine. This is where he started going for a bionic and then going for crankins, and then this is where he sent him right to the upper left side. This is where then he grab onto the upper the left side leg. This is where he starts stomping on it. This is where then he starts twisting it and squeezing it, trying to make it lose all the strength. This is where we got the 5th participant on the left ring came out, and it was none other than the Undisputed Kingdom member, and it was none other than I guess you'd say the second leader, which is Roddy Strong. And this is where he came out. This is where the Roddy Strong starts to go for a soft on the Brody King in the right side. This is where he goes for a chop on the Butcher. This is where he started heading over to Brody King. This is where then he go to Ishii, I believe. This is where he started kneeing like everybody in the ring. This is where after chopping the Butcher, like and this is where he asked, like, do you want to team up with him against Brody King? And this is where then he was like, okay, I guess so. Like, the only reason why I say this is because to take out Brody King out of the ring. This is where we got Roderick Strong then gets Irish whip by the Butcher. Like, once they double Irish whip the big hell dog of the House of Black, I mean to say. This is where he knee strike him into like a shining wizard kind of way. This is where then we got Butcher then going for running clothesline onto Brody. This is where we got then he Irish him right to the back to the bottom left side. He hits hit with a Claymore. This is where then we got what's his name? Orange Cassidy then had enough of seeing Roddy Strong getting all the advantage. This is where he tried to eliminate him, but this is where we got the timer went out and see who's the 5th participant on the right ring. But this is where we saw Claudio. Claudio then was stomping on to I believe Daddy Magic, while we got Roderick Strong and Orange Cassidy start fighting each other to try to get who's gonna eliminate who on the left side. This is where we got Kip Sabian that came out in the ring, and then I was thinking to myself, like, I'm confused, like, with Kip Sabian here, because is he a heel or a face? Because we got Nick Wayne to start talking crap onto him, saying that he's gonna be winning and there's nothing that he or anybody else that's gonna do about it. And maybe he's still technically a heel, but they're slowly planting a face turn from the British wrestler. But this is where we got Claudio Castagnoli try to go for a right hand, but this is where Kip Sabian hit a right hand onto him. This is where he hit the springboard drop kick right onto Claudio, just send him right to which he sent him right to the bottom left side. Matt Menard trying to go for a clothesline, but he gets tripped right over on the mat. This is where we go for like a senton like cannonball onto the bottom left side or onto the bottom turnbuckle onto Claudio. Then he did the same to Matt Menard, the opposite corner in the bottom right side. This is where he's like, woohoo! And then this is where then we got Commander with the K that reminded him, like, you forgot about me. Like, what are you going to do about me? This is where he kicked him out of the gun. This is where he tried to go for a suplex, but he gets countered into a suplex face plant from Kip Sabian. This is where he gets knee strike right into the face. This is where then we got Butcher to start stomping the Sugar Honey Iced Tea of Brody King, making sure that he does not win again. And this is where they mentioned that he is the inaugural winner of the Royal Rampage 2 years ago. This is where we got the sixth participant onto the left side. This is where it was none other than the butler of the Young Bucks, like, which is Brandon Cutler. That's where he shout out, say like, "Oh, Nashville," and I was like, the way he sounds, it sounds like he's trying to sound like a certain wrestler that is in AEW, but this wrestler is a big deal. They're a main event level wrestler. They're a champion. Actually, they're a mid-card champion. That's a different story for a different day. But this is where we got. But yeah, he sounded like him. This is where he's like I'm gonna add some gold into Team Elite, and I was like, I don't think you're even mid-card level champion, like for even the TNT or the International Championship, or even the Continental Championship from that's currently held by the Bitch Man. But this is where we got Brody King then start coming back and start beating up Butcher right into the bottom left side onto the left ring. This is where we got Claudio doing that to right onto the what's that called? Onto the right corner ring, like fighting Claudio fighting what's his name? Daddy Magic. This is where we got Commander with a K with what's his name? Kip Sabian, and it was like definitely like a Royal Rumble match. But this is where Tomohiro Ishii then clotheslined him out, which was probably the shortest elimination in AEW. Like, and I was telling Brandon Cutler, I was like, oh well, welcome to the shortest elimination club with Santino Marella. But this is where we got Nick Wayne that came in the ring, like at number 6 at the in the right side ring. This is where he started going at it with Kip Sabian. I guess he was being somewhat of a man of his words. Well, only at the moment by signing some Hurricane Ranas and hit a big European uppercut onto the European. This is where he start doing some taunts, like saying, yeah, like I'm gonna be the future challenger for the AEW World Championship because whoever the winner is, I'm not sure if I already announced this, but whoever wins this match is gonna face whoever wins that AEW All In between Bryan Danielson and Swerve Strickland, like at the AEW Grand Slam in September. And let me know in the comments who was gonna be your prediction who's gonna win this match. This is where we got. That's where we got Matt Menard then rejoined the commentary booth after he got eliminated, which Brian Cage whacked him out of the ring, pulling a Snitsky from 2005, like when he did to Paul London. He'd go for a clothesline first, but he leveled him right with his right hand, which he bounced right into the barricade and he went around the outside. This where the Excalibur's like no, like Daddy, no, not Daddy Magic. And then this is where we got Claudio Castagnoli try to flip Brian Cage right to the bottom corner of the second ring. This is where we got you see who's gonna be number 7 on the left ring.
No, the thief is.
The thief is? That's a good question.
He's somewhere in the room.
He's somewhere in your room. I hope you find him on the SNA podcast. But anyways, I
can't find him anywhere.
As soon as I recap him, I'll gladly, or if he runs by, I'll let you know where he went. Yes, sir. Yeah. But anyway, this is where we got Kyle come in. This is where he went directly to Roderick Strong. We already knew he was going to do so. This is where he started striking him with some left, right, left, kicks him with his right leg. This is where he irons him from the right side, bounces him into the left. This is where he hit the knee right into the midsection. Kyle O'Reilly took care of him. This is where then he went right up into the Butcher next. This is where he started into forearm strike. He went to war with him into a wrestling tennis war with fans were cheering for O'Reilly, booing Butcher. They're like, yay, boo, like, yay, like O'Reilly. I was like, luckily the Street Profits were wrestling the team of Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews, Pretty Deadly, Bloodline, and the Good Brothers, because they would be making fun of him again like they did 5 years ago in NXT, saying Kyle O'Reilly, Auto Parts.
Right over the NF.
Oh yeah, I see him. But anyways, Assassinators, this is where we got Matt Menard's like, that was my cue to leave. This is where we got he's like, it never felt better of sitting back here and commentating. Like, even though like I enjoy competing in one of these match stipulations, but it's very painful. Like, and this is where we got who is going to be number 7 on the right side. It was none other than the newly formed babyface Jeff Jarrett, which we got a big popping ovation of cheers from the fans. Like, yeah, like he's in this, like he should win, like because he deserves, like he. And this is where it was because he's also a hometown hero for being from Nashville, Tennessee. This is where he walks in. This is where he started getting physical with everybody in the ring, and even trying to help Nick Wayne eliminate Claudio Castagnoli. But yeah, this is where I'm going to skip to and this is where I believe we got I believe we got Jay Lethal then came in the ring. This is where he was number 8, and the second half, this is where he helped out Jeff Jarrett fight off Nick Wayne. This is where he hit the knife edge chop, go for a cartwheel, and then followed up with a missile drop kick. This is where his aunt Karen Jarrett started clapping along to their nephew. This is where he started trying to eliminate the Prodigy out of there. This is where Jeff Jarrett's like, come on, what's his name? And he's like, come on, nephew Jay. And this is where then they start taking turns striking on to him. They eventually eliminate him. This is where Christian Cage was pissed off. He's like, it's all your fault, Kill Switch. I was like, him? Like, what does he got to do with Nick Wayne failing to win this Battle Royal match to face either Swerve or Danielson or whoever's going to win the AEW World Championship? And this is where he walked out of there disappointed. Like, so he didn't bring AEW gold to the Patriarchy. This is where we got Jay Lethal going for a figure 4 leg lock onto what's his name? To the Kip Sabian. This is where we see who was number 9 onto the left side. It was I believe was Matt Taven, I believe. It was it was Mike Bennett. No, because Matt Taven already came in as number 8. Matt Taven came as number 8, but number 9 goes to what's his name? Mike Bennett. This is where he started cleaning house with Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly until he started going to Tomohiro Ishii. He's like, you have a problem with my friends Kyle and Orange? This is where he's like, hell yeah, I do. He's like, well, in response of Mike Bennett, this is where Tomohiro Ishii is like, well, you have a problem with me too. And this is where he's like, and this is where he tried to hit him with a chop, but this is where he was failing at first, which the only thing he's getting is the number 5 spot. This is where Tomohiro Ishii was nearly surpassing the likes of Brody King and the Butcher, which he gets like a number 2 spot, I guess you say. But this is where Roderick Strong and Matt Taven started double teaming onto O'Reilly, I believe. But this is where we got Claudio and Kip Sabian trying to eliminate Jeff Jarrett out of the ring. This is where they were unsuccessful at the moment. This is where I believe we got and it was at number 9. We got the Beast Mortos that came out onto the right side. This is where Kip Sabian eventually got eliminated by Jay Lethal. This is where Beast Mortos then gone at it with, I believe, Nick Wayne. Not Nick Wayne. What I'm saying, he already got eliminated. No, the Machine Brian Cage. It was Brian Cage, I meant to say. This is where the nephew of Christian Cage. This is where it's a German suplex onto Beast Morto. This is where we got the final 10 on who's going to be the left. And the referee, it is none other than the former TNT champion. And it's the And it's the man that won last year's Royal Rampage Battle Royal, and it was Darby Allin. This is where he came in. This is where then he said, like, I remember you, Brody King, when you eliminated me on 2 years ago, and then but I got my justice last year when I won. This is where he went to Brody King. He started hitting some right hand into a headbutt. He ran in here. I haven't seen the thief. Like, he must have been anonymous, like because I didn't see, or must have been not, or invisible, like, because I haven't seen him came in here.
Yeah, and he touched his paint.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Like, I'll make sure to keep my eyes peeled and see if there's any movement, even if he's clear. But anyway, this is where we got.
Me too.
I'm gonna see if I can find him.
Can you see my telescope?
Telescope? I don't see him. But yeah, I'll let you know, like, where I find him. But anyway, this is where we got Brody King, then Darby Allin, right into. Okay, he's right there. He's right there. Yeah, he's clear as day. He must have zoomed because he was just right there, Trey. But anyways, this is where we got Darby Allin. Then we got and this is where then he got punched right into Barry's tombstone on the bottom left side because it was Brody King is the reason why he got killed. But I see him by the door. But anyway, this is where we got Brody King to start continuing his Irish whipping free right onto this arch rival. This is where we got the duo of Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal to go for a leg drop shot on both Claudio and Beast Molotov. He did. He went right to the wall. Is the thief a ghost or something?
Wait. He went there.
He went right there towards the living room.
No,
but anyways, this is where we got Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett just had a moment of doing a duet of a style and profiling walk and do the peace sign like they and thank you like if they're the AEW Chad Gable. This is where we got. Well, this is where we got number 10 being the right side. Okay. Yeah, I guess he went right to the hole. But this is where we got the man of the hour, Leo Rush, being number 10. Like, this is where he did the shrug emoji. This is where he started hitting Hurricane Rana, going for a Hurricane Rana spree onto the likes of Brian Cage and Claudio. Okay. I see him. He went right up there. Get him.
Get him.
Oh, bother.
Can you get him?
I'm kind of doing a recap right here with Rampage right now. I'll get him later on, like when I get done, Trey. Okay. But anyways, Assassinators. This is where we got what else happened? This is where Rio Rustin started going for Hurricane Ranas on each one until we got till elimination started happening with Roderick Strong, then eliminating Kyle O'Reilly after he eliminated his Undisputed Kingdom boys. This is where it was Darby and I think Darby eliminated Brody, but anyway, this is where we got Darby and Roddy right in the ring going at it one-on-one, but only them two left. This is where we got Claudio trying to eliminate Leo Rush out of the ring, but Leo Rush did springboard stunner right to the bottom rope, right onto Claudio Castagnoli. This is where Claudio Castagnoli showed his dominance by saying, like, you cannot get rid of me that easily. This is where he's trying to close on him out, but this is where we got Leo Rush puts right out. This is where Leo Rush did go for a springboard kick, like if he was a ricochet, his own version of ricochet. But this is where we got Claudio still was hanging on. This is where we got Leo to try again, but Castagnoli caught him. This is where it looked like about to go for a Claudio swing. This is where he tried to, or slingshot like swing. This is where Leo Rush was like, no chance. He was still hanging on to him. This is where he's like, no, like you're gonna have to do some kind of tater totter flip in order to get me out of this ring and sacrifice your chances of winning if you want me eliminated. This is where Claudio Castagnoli is like, oh no, I'm not. This is where they start throwing barbs right onto each other, like in playing wrestling tennis. This is where they start go for uppercuts, where Claudio started with European uppercuts, like about 2 straight times until Claudio Castagnoli tried to go for a headbutt and then maybe even the neutralizer, I believe. But it's where we got. But this is where then he then slingshot him. This is where he did it right underneath the ropes, and then eventually threw what's his name until he swinged him right out of it, like doing a single swing. But this is where we got I believe Darby Allin eliminated Roddy Strong at the same time once Claudio threw Leo out of the ring. But this is where I was kind of wrong here, because Brody King was still in the match despite Darby Allin was in there alone at the moment with Roddy Strong, because he went right up. This is where we got Jay Lethal to throw Claudio out. Here's where he's like, "Thank you very much, like future AEW champ." And then this is where Claudio still was hanging. He did not. This is where he gets trapped and got countered. This is where we got Matt Menard hilariously starts shouting for Jeff Jarrett to help your boy and your nephew out. And then this is where he flipped him right into the bottom corner of the ringside area. This is where the Claudio Castagnoli is like, yeah, two in a row. Like the sound of that, but this is where we got Brian King trying to go for a German suplex. This is where we got Brody King trying to clothesline Darby Allin out of the ring, but this is where Darby Allin then ducks and flip him right out. This is where we got Brody King trying to pull what he did 2 years ago and the very first inaugural what's that Royal Rampage match, and this is where I try to put him in a sleeper, put him to sleep and try to eliminate the former TNT champion. He was clutching and hanging on to the ropes. That's where he grabbed. This is where he started grabbing on the Brody King's left eye. He then started hitting some right axe handles right into the midst. That's where he started raking his back and started giving a sharp pain, like if he was some kind of like a bobcat. And this is where then he hits him with a. What's that? A shoulder? What's that? What's that? Like a shoulder? Like a shoulder spear, I guess you could say. But he went right to the bottom, and then he knocked him right off the apron. He got eliminated. Darby Allin is the last man standing in the left side of the ring, and he was waiting for either between Brian Cage, Jeff Jarrett, and Claudio Castagnoli to see who's gonna fight. Like, which we got Brian Cage and Jeff Jarrett going at it. This is where we got. This is where we got Brian Cage trying to power slam him out of the ring, but Jeff Jarrett counters. This is where he trips right over to the middle ropes on the left side or the second rope. This is where about this leg drop, which he did so. This is where he went to the back and right. He hit the big clothesline onto the big man. And this is where he went up right up onto the Swiss Superman. This is where then he started screaming about, yeah, like I have the advantage, my home field advantage. Where he started the right hands with his hometown crowd started cheering him along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is where they start going again, like double times, like and getting up to 10. This is where we got Hangman out of Page and hit a big boot out of nowhere. I was like, where the hell did he came from? I think he turned into Dr. Robotnik here, because he loved chaos. Like ever since he came back and tried to get his revenge on the Swerve Strickland. This is where then he started beating the daylights out of what's his name of Jeff Jarrett. This is where Tony Schiavone said he's freaking psychotic for doing this, and this is where he started beating him up. This is where they start arguing with Jeff Jarrett's wife. And she was like, "Get the flub out of here! Like you're not in the match. Like you should have entered the match if you were that angry, and if you want a shot at Swerve, you should have came here. But you decided to came in at the last minute, like when there's no slots left. And this is where Hangman out pays like, you shut up, old lady, and you, Jeff Jarrett, this isn't over yet. You ruined my moment of getting my revenge on the Swerve. You should have just stayed out of this. This is where then Hangman out of Page was like, all right, Brian, eliminate. This is where he eliminated him. That was the dirty way to do it. But this is where we got Hangman out of Page that finishes dirty deeds onto the Jeff Jarrett. He started beating him up. This is where the referee's like, you need to stop it. Stop. Like, it's not all worth it and stuff and blah, blah, blah. And this is where then this is where we got Claudio Castagnoli then eventually threw out what's his name, Brian Cage. This is where it was one-on-one now because Claudio was the last man standing on the right side while Darby in the left. This is where we got Claudio picks up Darby. This is where he gorilla pressed him right to the other side. Darby out, rolled right into the other side and went right out, but not over the top rope, right underneath the ropes. Like, and the rule states, like, and that includes every other wrestling promotion, including WWE. You have to throw your opponents over the top rope, not underneath, not between in the middle, like over the top rope. So Darby Allin still is in the match. And this is where Claudio Castagnoli is like sugar honey iced tea. And this is where it's like, and you may have to pick him right back up and try to like since I have to do this, I'm gonna have to since I have to do this, I might as well go for my Claudio swing, which he successfully did like about over a dozen times. When fans are counting when he's swinging onto Darby Allin, I was like, the funny thing about this, I've never seen him did this to Darby Allin before. Like, despite being in AEW for like 2 years now, like, I never thought I would see this dream moment, like with a former WWE wrestler now as famous as Claudio Castagnoli doing this to an AEW veteran, a young AEW veteran like Darby Allin. Like, and you start spinning them around. Like, I never thought I'd see this on my bingo card in AEW in 2024. But now I'm seeing it right here on AEW's Friday night show. This is where we got Claudio Castagnoli, thought he had him right where he wanted him. That's where it looked like Claudio Castagnoli was gonna win this year, but this is where Darby Allin flipped right out of the German suplex. This is where he tried to close.
The dresser.
I'm so sorry, Birdie Bird. I promise I'll try to find a way to get it fixed. Yeah.
No, Daddy left it. But tell Daddy he got some more tools.
A lot of tools? Yeah, sure. I can gladly do that. Absolutely.
How are we going to do it?
Right, we're just gonna have to see how to put it all together, like, and screw it right back in. Or I'm not sure about screwing the right word. I'll say nail it more likely is the better term to use. But anyway, this is where we got Assassinators. This is where we got Darby Allin and going. I love you too, Birdie Bird. I'm glad you got a new dresser.
Next, you broke that.
I know. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Uncle Joey deserves it. Yeah.
I spanked you.
Yeah, thank you, Birdie Bird.
But
Uncle Joey and Super Ninja Austin deserved it. Uncle S, he didn't use his strength enough. Ow. But this is where we got Darby Allin then start trying to bite his fingers, bite Claudio's fingers. He was getting desperate of winning back-to-back what they call it? It's where they try to. It's where we got Claudio Castagnoli then